battle against Dutch soldiers. And those soldiers, my personal understanding, those people get married with local people. Okay? More than 10 times or 20 times, 30 times they get married with local people. But all of those people going back to Japan discard their family. But 2,000 soldiers remain for their wife and children. Okay? Those people, okay, battle against the Dutch. Because they are proud of Japanese. No, not proud of Japanese. I am Indonesian. I am proud to my family, right? So this is different from his opinion. Because I am very much, experienced woman that understand woman's mind and then men's, family for the what family how to handle this. But my feeling is like that. I'm okay, but these 2,000 Japanese is some people they had wife in Japan, but then they discard to stick it to. But I tell you, Indonesian beautiful woman is so beautiful.
I think there might be such kind of Japanese soldier at the end of the World War II in Indonesia, but
he's different idea. He's more
the 2,000 soldiers you said most of them didn't have families there. 2014, the very last soldiers who fought for the Indonesia, he was Japanese and he died in Indonesia. He was, there was a huge mourning ceremony. Mourning.
Of course, he is contributed to Indonesia.
And what I would like to say is that he wrote the book, how they fought in the independence war of Indonesia. It was quite an expensive book, but it is worth to read.
You have one?
Huh?
You have one?
Yes. 7,000 yen.
Huh?
7,000 yen. Well, what was it?
7,000 yen.
Yes.
How do you think I wrote book.
The Japanese who stayed in the United States during World War II, they were put into prison camps, right? They also fought, but with the American army in their own squadron in Europe, right?
Yeah. To save about 268 or so soldiers, and the total number of maybe the 4,000 or more was sent to the European front line to save them, and almost all of them died.
A lot of them died.
To save them. Yes. Takes us something.
Yeah, the Purple Heart squadron.
Purple Heart, yes.
This is truth, and also, I'm different issue. Okay, from just stick to the current Malay. How do you think about Thailand railway? Malay.
You ask me? You mean did the Japanese soldier do the severe things when they tried to construct? Yeah.
And Bataan case is different. Only 3 nights. Okay, 3 days and night. Just no communication with the American soldier. Just 3 days and night, and they did more than 1,000 soldiers. None of Philippine people dead soldiers. This is strange, right? More than 1,000 American soldiers dead on 3 days. Also, the same time, more than 10,000 Philippine soldiers. Same, they move in the same direction, but none of Philippine people dead. Do you know why?
No.
It's simple. Philippine people 3 days walking. This is normal. American people is good life, good level of life. The level of standard of life is very high. Not like Japanese, not like Filipino. Japanese barrack is very poor, but they are very good place. So never walking more than 3 hours outside. Philippines is very hot, right? 3 nights and days, many people dead. British the same, very good life. And Changi prison is very poor. No food. No food, he said. They said. But Japanese eats the same food. But Japanese was so poor than local people. Local people are astonished. How come they survive? Right? Clothes is so poor. They don't have change clothes. Right? Basically, Japanese cannot wage war with Britain, with America. Stupid, but they did. Right? Do you know what kind? How they're going to coming down Malay to Singapore?
From Malay to Singapore?
Yeah. Well, how they come to the?
I assume by ship.
No, bicycle. Bicycle. They come down. And unbelievable. How come British soldiers
from Malaysia, not from Philippines? Oh, okay.
Crazy. How come British soldiers surrender? 70,000 soldiers surrender. How come surrendered? I don't believe it. But surrender.
But that was actually also one of the points. Like a lot of these British were prisoners of war, right? Who worked on the railway. Japanese soldiers did not respect people who surrendered.
Oh yeah. This is another issue. This is Japanese in the bad culture, bad soldiers culture. And hostage should be killed. Bad culture.
Maybe because if the Japanese samurai captured by the enemy, it was not like you say honorable situation for him. So that's why. Right.
Do you know that? And one Japanese lieutenant released from Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, lieutenant released from Chiang Kai-shek near from Shanghai, and he coming back his battalion, coming back released battalion. Immediately, he just cut his seppuku. Immediately, he seppuku.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So still at that moment, such kind of mentality remained for Japanese. So maybe
immediately. She does not need to.
No.
But immediately cut his belly.
Different story from what's his name? Who recently died.
But those things Japanese people never know that. We don't study Great Asian War. We don't study what happened.
Those information are the things.
So the habits have always been different, right? So the culture, like even in Meiji era and right before, the habits have always been completely different. But
culture? What do you mean culture?
Japanese culture, like we were talking about the kids. So how can we create better relationships between Japan and the rest of the world, Europeans, Americans, whoever. So we're saying recently there is because of education, because of the way companies are organized, the way that the reward system is different. There are gaps, but there have always been gaps.
Oh, by the way, Meiji era is at that time Japanese people to communicate with Westerners is different from now. Even if they don't have money, even if they don't have the status, but they have dignity and they have pride. So they are not reluctant to communicate with European people, especially French diplomat. They are so arrogant, but Japanese at that time soldiers never mind. They try to communicate with French diplomat. They said, whatever they saw. This is Shibagoro what he said. But do you know the American people past 200 years in Central America? Occupied, invaded. Like El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. did terrible thing.
Right.
Eh?
Yeah.
And